Welcome back to the 2022 Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament presented by Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for the 2022 Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament. The Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is brought to you by Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Weatherall, Wagner Auto, and the Ramkota.
Howard to the faceoff circle, pass in front for Greasy, scores! Howard with a good pass, and Ashton Grease, his 15th of the year.
The Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is also brought to you by Pelican Power Sports, Fisher Rounds and Associates, Hockey Headquarters, and the Aberdeen Area Chamber of Commerce. And also by Becky Potsuba, State Farm Insurance, Hermanson Endodontics, Sunmasters of Pierre, and the University of Jamestown.
And here comes Max Moore in on a break, he scores! Max Moore makes it 2-1 with 4:50 to play in the first period.
14th goal for Moore on the
Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is also brought to you by Xander Auto Parts, Renke Gray Wealth Management, the Fieldhouse of Pierre, and Kubota.
Brookings Rangers have all got their helmets unhinged. They're ready to throw it in celebration. Down to 5 seconds. For the first time since 2017, the Brookings Rangers are state champions of South Dakota.
Now let's join John Winkler, Jeff Anderson, and Jim Lloyd for the call.
As we welcome you back here this morning, as we have for you a second game of the state tournament. The Sioux Falls 2 Flyers and the Brookings Rangers, the 7-2-7 matchup. As John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson and Jim Lloyd. Yes, you just heard Sioux Falls 1 win that first game in overtime 4-3. And how about that to start the state tournament? Well, we've got another Sioux Falls team, Sioux Falls 2. They're going to be wearing the road jerseys here in this second game as the number 7 seed and the defending state champion Brookings Rangers.
Not a bad team. Nobody expects Sioux Falls to do well here necessarily. They, if you get the fact that they were 9-10-0-1, 19 points on the year, but they were only outscored 72-59 in their games during the course of the regular season. They lost twice, of course, to Brookings, 9-1 in the opener, 5-1 last game of the regular season. But I kind of like this Sioux Falls 2 team. They have some firepower. They, of course, have Cam Punto and Carson Clark, Max Schramm. That's a pretty good first line. And then Fornwald and Seeley, Orsali, and Gehring in the second line, not too bad either. And then Marcus Halling and, of course, Mason Raisler and Keegan Clancy. They usually go with 4 lines, but this is a pretty good team. Defensively, you got Trig Smoot, Nick Olson, you have Carter, of course, Hansen, and Easton Beavers. This is not a bad hockey team. And, of course, they figure the best team, I guess, it would be Sioux Falls 1 as far as Sioux Falls is concerned. But I think there's some pretty good kids on this Sioux Falls 2 team. And then you have Cole Langston. Last year was in the nets for Sioux Falls 1. This year they put him in the nets for Sioux Falls 2. He hasn't had quite the year that he would have liked, 4-7 on the year. Nevertheless, it's not been too bad a year as far as he's concerned. They also have, of course, another kid or two that plays in the nets, but Cole Langston really is the guy that they want to go here. He's 4-7 on the year, and save percentage 884, goals against average 3.89, and of course save 329 saves, just 43 goals that he's given up this year. So this is not a bad team. And of course Brookings, on the other hand, is number 1 in just about every category.
But number 2 in the standings.
That's exactly
somehow
right.
their special teams are number 1. Everything is number 1 in goals per game, but yet they find themselves the number 2 team in the standings, with Rushmore beating them twice, 4-3 both times, to get into the number 1 seed. But boy, Brookings, the defending state champions, you don't usually a lot of times see a team coming in and saying that they got a lot to prove, but I think being number 2,
oh yeah,
they really don't like being number 2.
No, they don't.
And they are coming in here, even though they won it last year, they got something to prove again this year.
Yeah, well, and I think going out to Rapid and playing the Rushmores and getting beat 4-3 in overtime the first one, then getting beat the second game 4-3. Coach got tossed and some things like that. So, I mean, it makes life quite interesting. Brookings, by the way, has outscored their opponents 143-19 this year. But Cade Brecker really hasn't been tested that much in the nets. He may be more tested in this game. We'll see.
That's going to be a big thing for Sioux Falls, too, is getting a lot of shots on net. Because Cade Brecker, with a .934 save percentage and a 0.93 goals against average, he doesn't see a whole lot of shots per game.
Brookings makes it tough to get into your zone, and they really challenge you to do so. And then, of course, when you look at their firepower of Whitty with 22 goals, 33 assists, Hershoff, 31 goals, 30 assists, and Schneider, 13 goals, 25 assists. That's a pretty darn good first line. That may be the best first line in the state, although Rushmore would probably argue, and you could probably argue all day on that, which one has the best first line. But this is a very good first line. And then you have Bortnum, Merritt, and Struck on the second line. They're all stars. Richter, Powers, and Schulte aren't too bad either. And then you have the youngsters in Deathridge, Incali, and Kolbar. Those are the future Brookings Rangers, but they're not too bad either. And then you have Brink and Drew on defense, Dobish and Honkamp, and we know about that Honkamp name, and then Brecker, of course, in the net. This is a very good hockey team, no question.
It is a very good hockey team, and you look at their first line, they're putting up some goals, but I think the strength of this Brookings Ranger team is their defense.
Yes.
They don't let anything on the net.
That's right.
And those guys, Brink and Drew, Honkamp, and Dobish, it's about as good as it gets for a defensive hockey team.
Yeah.
And when you look at what Cade Brecker's done, with 259 shots against, Egan Jensen has got 16 shots against. You go to Ian Patterson and Cole Langston, who have both played about half the games. One's 5-4, the other's 4-7, and they have more shots faced than Cade Brecker. Both of them by themselves have more shots faced than Cade Brecker. That tells you, again, one, you got to get shots on net, and Cade Brecker, you still got to give him credit because he got 17 wins and 8 shutouts. But at the same time, you also say, if you're every other team, you're saying if we can get a lot of shots on net, we're going to see how good Cade Brecker can actually be.
Yeah.
And Cade Brecker can see how good Cade Brecker can actually be. Because while the stats show that he's got a lot of shutouts, I don't want to say he's going to get bored or he ever has gotten bored, but I can't think that he hasn't gotten a little bit bored at some times.
Well, there has
back in that.
Yeah.
He'd love to win. He loves to win. But you can't tell me that a competitor doesn't get a little bit bored when you're facing 2 to 3 shots a game.
Well, to go back from years and years ago, he probably feels a little bit like the Maytag repairman.
Yeah. He's had some games this year. I'm sure he had cold feet.
Yeah.
Because he just does not see a lot of shots. And he just doesn't. But Sioux Falls is going to have to get him moving also. And going to have to get somehow deep into that offensive zone to get anything on him. And that's the problem. You know, Brookings defense typically meets you right at the blue line.
That's right.
And you've got a long ways to go to get all the way down to that crease. And Sioux Falls has a hard task winning in that offensive zone, just from blue line to the net. That's going to be a tough one because that's where Brookings excels.
So our first game went to overtime with Sioux Falls 1 winning 4-3 over Sioux Center. The 3 versus 6 matchup. This one gets a little bit wider in 2 versus 7, but I'm not gonna call overtime right now. But don't be surprised if this game is close. You know, a 2 versus 7 sometimes and a 1 versus 8 can get out of hand. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that the games will get out of hand. And for Sioux Falls, too, their job right here in this first period, and Coach Curtis Egan is telling these guys, we want to stay in this game. We want to stay one shot within this game at all times. We do not want to go down by 2-0. And maybe there's a different way of saying it because you don't want to say, well, if we're down 2-0, we lost. But I want to say that if you go down by 1 goal, you're just 1 shot away from tying this thing back up. You want to stay with as close as you possibly can with Brookings for as long as you possibly can.
Yes.
And Cole Langston's going to have to come up big early because Brookings, like they traditionally do, they're going to put it on him. They're going to put it on him, and they're going to try to put it on him early. And Brookings, when you give them a little window, they typically don't let you breathe very long. And that's just kind of the history of the Brookings teams and the way the teams play. This is a very good Brookings team. Sioux Falls 2, coming in at a 7th seed. You're supposed to play okay against these guys, right? You're just going to go out and have a good game. Sioux Falls if they can lean on Cole Langston, they can stay in this game and be there at the end.
So it is Sioux Falls 2, Brookings, the 2-7 matchup here on our second game. And if you're tuning in at 11:35 thinking you're going to get the first puck drop of the game, well, we're a little bit behind. We're going to be about maybe closer to 11:55 when we start this game because of the overtime between Sioux Falls 1 and Sioux Center. That's okay. We're okay with overtime. We're okay to have as many overtimes as we can here at the state tournament. We enjoy it. I enjoy it. Everybody enjoys it. Well, maybe not so much the two teams that are in it, maybe a little bit more nerve-wracking, but we enjoy having some overtime games. And, of course, we had already won. We're 1 for 1. Maybe we go 2 for 2 in this game.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
That would be something. Sioux Falls, well, go ahead.
Brookings found out that they were gettable. They were beatable by going to Rushmore early in the year, not early, but in January, and getting beat both nights in a row, 4-3, once first time overtime, and then 4-3, and then late in the year they had a tie with Sioux Falls 1. So they found out that they are gettable. And that's always a good humbling thing for a team that might think they're pretty darn good. And they are, don't get me wrong, but that's good for you to realize that, hey, other teams can beat us.
And that also might end up being the bad thing for the rest of the teams.
Well,
because they might know that they are beatable, and they're going to play a little bit even harder here.
That may be the fuel that they needed, the motivator for the rest of the year.
Because last year, the Brookings Rangers had a shutout in all 3 of their games en route to a state championship. But here this year, we'll see if that's the case, if it's their first step of trying to repeat as state champions. But they have the opportunity in the 2-7 matchup to take on the Sioux Falls 2 Flyers.
So the pressure's all on Brookings. It's not on Sioux Falls 2 here. They can go out and play loose and do their thing.
That's right. And we will have Puck Drop coming up for you coming up after this. You're listening to the state tournament on Capital City Rock, on KSDR, on KKQQ in Brookings, and you're also watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Wahi Federal Credit Union's recreational loan special is in full swing with rates as low as 2.25% APR and terms as long as 15 years. Now is your chance to get into that new or used boat, jet ski, camper, motorcycle, UTV, or ATV you've been dreaming about. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let the girls at Oahe Federal Credit Union make that dream a reality.
Oahe Federal Credit Union.
This is Ashton Grease, captain of the Oahe Capitals boys varsity hockey team. Spring is right around the corner. It's time to start thinking about getting your roof repaired. My dad at Weatherall Roofing is the guy to call. Weatherall Roofing offers commercial roofing options, including metal roof restorations and EPDM rubber roof restorations. When hockey season is over, you'll find me on a roof somewhere. Check out our website at www.weatherallroof.com or call Chad at 224-7982. Go Caps!
Changing the game, Aberdeen.
Get in on the game. Get to Aberdeen to shop, dine, and relax. Spend the day checking items off your list from hundreds of local businesses where there's something for everyone. Please your palate with dozens of culinary options, and let our service providers pamper you or help you take care of business. Check out the museum, art galleries, art classes, public library, and much more. We know you have choices. Thanks for spending time in Aberdeen. We always look forward to seeing you.
Changing the game, Aberdeen.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in, like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Please contact one of your South Dakota Kubota dealers today. The Ram Coda in Aberdeen has everything for business travel needs. We have meeting and banquet spaces to host your event with a restaurant and lounge on site. For the leisure times or the fun business meetings, the Ram Coda is located next to 2 golf courses. The Ram Coda has a full hot continental breakfast, so you don't have to leave the comfort of the building. And don't forget to use your Best Western rewards at our pet-friendly establishment, the Ram Coda in Aberdeen, 1400 8th Avenue Northwest. Call 605-229-4040 to make your reservation today. As we welcome you back here to our puck drop between Sioux Falls 2 and Brookings as we set it down for our introduction of the starting lineups.
On defense, number 22, Nick Olson. And on defense, number 42, Trig Scoop. In goal today for the Flyers, number 32, Ian Patterson. And now the starters for the Rangers. At forward, number 20, Talon Richter. Forward, number 27, Logan Bortman. At forward, number 88, Owen Schneider. On defense, number 6, Luke Hancock. And on defense, number 26, Jacob Drew. In goal for the Rangers, number 39, Cade Brecker. Your officials for today's game, as assigned by the South Dakota Hockey Association, are as follows. Referees are Matt George and Shane Van Dies. Your linesmen are Matt Strand and Cody Nicholson. Off-ice officials for this game are brought to you by the Sioux Falls Stampede, and they include our penalty box operators, Chris Arms and Paul Libra. Live scoring done by Josh Fraught, Scorekeeping and scoreboard is being operated by our Director of Off-Ice Officials, Doug King. My name is Randy Preston. I'll be doing PA music and keeping the official card. All right, folks, who's ready for a little hockey this afternoon?
We are ready for some hockey here at the Shields Iceplex. John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson and Jim Lloyd. And the man with the call is Mr. Jim Lloyd.
Well, Brookings, Sioux Falls 2. It's a 7 seed against a 2 seed. And in the nets is going to be Ian Patterson for Sioux Falls 2. Brookings is going to wear their white. They're going to be off to my right. Sioux Falls, being the visiting team, is going to wear their dark uniforms. Teams huddle around their nets. We're going to get ready to go for this second game of the boys' varsity tournament here in Sioux Falls.
And we can only hope that game 2 is as good as game 1. It's going to be hard to top it, but we hope maybe it's just as good as what it was.
Clark, Mason Schramm, Cam Ponto. And Brookings is going to bring Boredom. And Bortnum and Richter. Yeah. And we have a face-off for this second game, controlled by Sioux Falls, and it's going to go in the offensive zone for Sioux Falls. And Brookings is going to come out with it, try to get it out of the zone. And here comes Brookings. Brookings going to kick it all the way up to Richter. 9 goals this year is Richter. Sioux Falls player goes down in the far corner. Brookings going to come around the back of the net. Going to look for a centering pass or a centering pass. And Patterson was on all 4 trying to hold that one out of the net. I'm not sure a shot ever got to the net. Maybe one. Yes, they did put one up on the board. And both teams are going to get an early shift change.
Well, and Talon Richter wears 20. Taryn Richter last week wore 20 for Brookings.
Yep. Easy one to remember, isn't it? Facing off to the right-hand side of Ian Patterson.
The late shift change here for Sioux Falls, so everybody's going to have to. One guy had to come back off the ice.
Carson Clark's going to face off, controlled here by Brookings. A shot on, and that shot was by Struck. He was point blank with Patterson and couldn't find it. Brookings controls over in the far corner. A check along the board, and here's Brookings going to hold it in as the puck goes down the blue line, stays in, and here comes Brookings. Brookings going to a shot. And scores. That's Ashton Whitty. He scores that one with 16-11 for the Brookings Rangers, and they are on the board early on in this one. Ashton Whitty, 22 goals, 33 assists in the regular season. He's going to find himself with 23 goals on the year.
Well, not the start that if you're Sioux Falls you're hoping for, but exactly what Brookings was looking for.
We're going to face off at center ice, controlled here by the Brookings Rangers. Brookings Rangers are going to dump it in as the Sioux Falls players goes down. This one's going to go all the way around. Chasing over there is Merritt. Held in for the Brookings Rangers. This is Honkamp. All the Honkamps play defense for the Brookings.
Yeah.
For years, it seems like. We've seen a lot of them as the Brookings Rangers get it up through the neutral zone. Defense for Sioux Falls tries to regroup, gets it up through past the red line. And now Honkamp's going to find it, taking it down in on his forehand through the legs of a defensive player and back behind the net. Puck in the near corner, and Sioux Falls going to chip it out through the neutral zone and can't quite do it. Brookings is going to come up through the neutral zone, can't control it in the zone. Brookings player on the red line, can't quite get it to the net. Sioux Falls trying to get it out of the zone, now it ends up in back of the net, and Brookings controls. This looks like it could be Harshoff, sorry. And Brookings find it between the dots, back out to the blue line, held in nicely there by Richter. Richter puts one on. Pad save goes off to the side, and here comes Sioux Falls, going up through the neutral zone, picked up by Brookings. Brookings going to find it at the red line, and we're going to take it in right now. Is Brookings Rangers shot on. Ian Patterson kicks it out to his left side, and Sioux Falls coming out of the zone. They're going to skate it up on the far corner, and they're going to dump it down into the zone, and it is going to go on where Brecker's going to have to chip it out. Oh, and there's a loose puck right in front of Brecker, and good thing he was paying attention on that one. That one came right off the corner of the net, and he found it in his glove. Both teams are going to get a change. We're going to face off to the left-hand side of Cade Brecker. Looks like Carson Clark's going to take the face-off, and that's won here by Brookings. And this is an interception by Schramm. Schramm's their number one scorer, and he's going to try to get a shot in and can't quite do it. And Brookings come the other way. This is struck across the red line. He's going to carry it in. Couple checks, fights off a couple checks here, and we're going to have a penalty here on the Brookings Rangers, and they're going to call an interference call.
That's going to be on Sioux Falls.
Yep, it is on Sioux Falls. Carson Clark, he's a junior from Garrison High School. He's going to spend 2 minutes in the penalty box for interference. So it's the first Pelican Power Sports power play for the Brookings Rangers here, and Whitty controls the face-off and centering pass, can't quite get it in. Brookings, this is a whistle right in front of the net. Ian Patterson kicked the puck out, and it's going to face off to the left-hand side of the Sioux Falls goalie, Ian Patterson. Power play for Brookings, controlled by Brookings. Whitty's going to take a shot right on off pad save, goes into the near corner. Controlled by Brookings in the near corner, going to look for a pass all the way across, can't quite get it, and they're going to come out to the neutral zone and regroup. Is Brookings. Brookings going to try to tap it in. Now centered down and right across the bench. It looked like it possibly hit a bench player. It did not. Play continues. Ashton Whitty is going to bring it in. Brookings does get the zone. Now it's flipped all the way back down on net. Caden Brecker's going to kick it out to a defender, and they're going to try to win the zone here and do. This one's dumped down into the zone, and all the way back to the other end is Sioux Falls, kicking it all the way back down. Peterson is out there for Brookings. Now it comes up to the red line. Brookings going to come in on a 3-on-2 here. Going to look for a centering pass. Can't quite get a centering pass there to Talon Richter. And Brookings going to be a slap shot out on top from Whitty. And that one does not make the goalie in Patterson. Sioux Falls scrambles it down, and now Sioux Falls going to be able to kick it out all the way down to the other end. That was Cooper Gehring. And Brookings, with 33 seconds left on this power play, is going to have to regroup here in the neutral zone. Honkamp brings it over the red line, skates it in. He's 2-on-1. Going to take a shot right at the chest of Ian Patterson. 25 seconds left in this penalty kill for Sioux Falls 2. Sioux Falls 2 coming in the 7th seed. Brookings, of course, is the 2 seed. We're going to face off to the right-hand side of Pattison. Won by Brookings. This comes back out to Whitty from his defensive position. Whitty's going to dump it down to Hershoff. He wears number 21. He's going to skate it down, going to leave it for a teammate. And that's Merritt. Merritt going to bring it back down to Hershoff, going to go all the way across to Whitty. Whitty going to making a centering pass. There's another shot by Brookings. Can't quite get it in or scramble behind the net. And Brookings going to kick it all the way back out. We're full strength right now. 5-on-5 hockey as Sioux Falls kills off the first penalty of this game. Brookings looking to tip it out to the defense and can't quite do it. And chasing all the way back is Whitty. Carson Clark giving chase for Sioux Falls. As the puck comes all the way down, there's going to be no icing. Sioux Falls going to have to regroup as their defenders, that's Beavers, Easton Beavers, going to try to get it out. And Schramm loses the puck. The centering pass by Brookings, can't quite get that one in. That was a pass by Brody Powers. And Sioux Falls down in their zone. Schultz, Isaac Schultz. Schultz chases it down behind the Sioux Falls goalie. Takes a check, loses the puck here, and here comes Sioux Falls. This is Schramm. Schramm's going to dump it down deep and go get a change. Sioux Falls going to regroup in their defensive zone. This is Drew. He's a pretty big defender. He gets it all the way up to the red line, and the pass can't be handled, and Sioux Falls is going to come back the other way. Sioux Falls, this is Raisler, Mason Raisler. Loses it off his stick, and coming in is Hershoff. Hershoff's going to dump it to a teammate. Can't quite get that one on his stick, and Sioux Falls is going to dump it all the way down to the far end, and we're going to have an icing call on that one.
You get a loose puck, and Brookings has 2 people on it. It seems like they have twice as many people on the ice as the other team does.
Traditionally, Brookings teams are not a team that you can give many mistakes to.
No.
Facing off to the left-hand side of Pattison. Controlled by Struck. Struck's going to skate it around, looking for a centering pass. Finds one and goes off the post. That was Whitty. A perfect shot right to the right-hand post. Pattison couldn't get to that one. Thank you for that post. And this one's held in by Brookings Rangers, and a shot goes wide, down deep in the zone. Brookings Rangers holding it in. Dobish, number 9, he's in there holding the puck in, and now it's going to come out to Schramm. Raisler can't get it on his stick, and here comes Brookings. Here comes Whitty with a shot, and it scores! Whitty scores on his forehand. That's another score for Brookings. Well, just 11 shots on goal, and Ashton Whitty takes that one right on past Ian Pattison.
Whitty's already got his second of the game.
24 on the year.
24 goals.
33 assists to go with it.
Ashton Whitty puts this one at 2-0. The faceoff here is won by Sioux Falls as they dump it down into the zone. Chasing back there is Merritt.
Next goal is huge.
Yep. Sioux Falls needing to stay in this one, of course. Brookings doesn't give you a lot of room to come back from any type of deficit that you may have, but they find themselves down 2-0 right now as Brookings controls the puck as it comes up through the neutral zone. Richter's chasing, telling Richter he can't get it on his stick, and Sioux Falls dumps it back down, and Brecker takes a swat at it, keep it wide. Brookings comes from so many directions as they pass around the back of the net. This is Kalbar, he's out there, Cole Kalbar. And Brookings picks up the net, or picks up the puck behind the net. Along the far boards, Brookings skates away with it and passes it over here to Honkamp. Honkamp ricochets it all the way back around, held in by Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls holding the zone pretty good here, as now it does come out to the red line. We're going to be 3-on-2 as Sioux Falls comes into the zone and takes a shot, and that one goes off the stick of Pattison. A referee goes down, and everybody has to regroup here. Brookings going to take a shift change on their defense. Coming up to the puck, here's Dobish. Can't quite get a shot in, and there's a ricochet shot over there. A close shot that could have easily went in. That was Brody Powers. That couldn't quite get enough on that one for a shot, and this one's going to trickle all the way back down for an icing.
Real quick, it is Just past 12 o'clock on KCCR FM Blunt, KSDR Watertown, KKQQ in Brookings. 2-0 lead for the Brookings Rangers.
Thanks for coming along with us today. We're on 3 stations. We are live streaming. And we are going to be with you all 11 games, 10 games now, as we had a good one, overtime one this morning. But we'll be here for all 11 games of this tournament as we were for the girls last weekend. Referees are going to talk about something here right in front of us, right in front of the scorers table. And I'm not sure what might be being discussed right now. But they are going to say something in here to the booth, so are we going to... I don't think there's any type of penalty infraction that we're talking about.
No, 11-2 shots on goal favoring Brookings right now, up 2-0 with 8:25 to go here in period number 1.
Perhaps it's a clock situation, maybe. Brookings coach getting an explanation right now.
I'm not sure what the deal is or what happened here. It's just an icing that.
Yeah.
8:25 left to go. I don't think I've seen anything that made the time any less than what it is.
Perhaps they're talking about a clock. We'll find out as the referees go back over to the scorers table.
They're telling the PA man something down there.
We're perched right up in back of the scorers table, right between the 2 benches here at the Shields Iceplex. And what a great first game we had with Sioux Falls winning in overtime.
Aberdeen, a Wahi play after this.
Another one. As the players are starting to circle in front of their benches.
Like I said, I don't know what the deal is and
I'm not sure what it is either.
Yeah,
but it seems to probably be a bigger discussion than what we originally thought it was going to be. I thought maybe they're going to talk about the clock.
And now we've got both teams skating to their benches.
So we have a delay here. 8:25 left in this first period. Brookings Rangers.
I'm wondering if there's maybe a player they wanted if eligibility-wise or number-wise. If
a mouth guard? Think one of them guys are missing a mouth guard?
That could be. So now
I think all of them are missing an elf. You know what, Jeff? You might be right.
So Trent Peterson is going back to the locker room.
Trent Peterson. So, yeah, you may be right.
And it's going to be a power play upcoming now here as Colley will go to the penalty box.
So Trenton Peterson is going to go to the bench. He's apparently done for the game. I'm assuming it's like an eligibility type thing.
Was he not listed on the score sheet? I don't.
Trenton Peterson?
Yeah, so Colley is going to be in the penalty box.
So we are going to go on to a Pelican Power Sports. No, we're not. So it's kind of
it should be. It is Pelican Power Sports.
Yeah, it is a power play. Yep. So Sioux Falls is going to go on a power play. They're going to face off in their offensive zone to the right-hand side of Brecker, and we're underway with Schramm winning the face-off. It's a bench minor is what they're calling.
The player wasn't listed on the roster.
All right, so it was a roster infraction. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen that in a while. As the Brookings Rangers chip it all the way back down to Ian Patterson, and he's going to hand it to his defensive men, and they're going to come up out of the zone and try to set up for this Pelican Power Sports power play.
It's happened before.
Ponto loses at the blue line, and now it's going to be chipped in over there by Smoot. Triggs Smoot. Held in by Sioux Falls. As Ponto with a centering pass. Tried to get it to a teammate. That's Cooper Gehring as he brings it around the back of the net. It's held up by a Brookings Ranger, and now he comes back out with it. That's Gehring. Holding the blue line is Smoot. Smoot's going to dump it all the way back around, looking for a centering pass over there and can't quite get to it. That was Fornwald. And this puck is going to come out of the zone and all the way back around. Brookings going to get a change here. Sioux Falls stays out. This is Schramm. He wears number 45. He's not very big, but he is their leading scorer on this team as Ponto tips it over to Schramm. Schramm's going to skate it up past the red line. And he's going to go 4-on-1 and gets it tipped off his stick. And here comes Brookings the other way. And nice play there by Ponto, knocking the player off the puck. Brookings does have it down by the red line, circles back around, and going to look for a wraparound pass or a shot. That's Schneider, Owen Schneider. And now a centering pass, and Schneider can't get that one to the goal. And here comes Schramm. Schramm's going to go 1-on-2, and he's going to take it down into this corner. It's Dobish giving chase down in the corner. And Fornwald looking for a centering pass to Fornwald. He can't quite get it on. It's up in front of Brooker. I don't know where the puck is. It came back out, and a whistle has blown, but that puck was still loose in front of Cade Brecker.
And that came off his moorings, and Sioux Falls had their opportunity there with the Pelican Power Sports power play to get back within one. But with only 3 shots in the game right now, they've just struggled to find any offense.
We're 5-on-5 hockey. This faceoff's controlled by Sioux Falls as they tap it down in back of Brecker. Pinching down for Sioux Falls from his defensive position, Easton Beavers. And they flip it back down into the offensive zone. Finding it over on the other side is Clancy. Chips it all the way around. Clancy overskates the puck in back of the net. And Brookings going to look for a centering pass out of the zone. He can't quite do it. Now Brookings does get it out of the zone. Skating it out of the zone for Brookings. And around in back of the net. This is number 26. This is Jacob Drew. Going to look for a centering pass in back of the net. Nice defensive play back there for Sioux Falls by it's Carter Hansen behind the net. Doing a nice job holding Brookings from a centering pass. And now Brookings is going to try to set up shop here just a little bit. Here's a pass to Whitty right in front of the net. He can't get it on.
Delay penalty coming up on Sioux Falls.
Hansen with another nice play, and this puck does come out of the zone. And they haven't touched up on it yet. There they go. I thought they may have. So we are going to have a penalty here on Sioux Falls Flyers. And that is going to be Riesler, Mason Riesler. He's a junior. So that junior is going to sit for at least 2 minutes as the Brookings Rangers are going to take their Pelican Power Sports power play in their offensive zone.
They lead the league with 43%.
And that's won by Brookings Rangers. And here's a shot from Honkamp, high in the crease. Can't quite get it to go. And this puck goes down and it's going to be iced all the way down to the other end. Brecker's going to grab it on his stick. He's going to look for a pass all the way across the other side over to Honkamp. Honkamp's going to take it up to the far side over there, and this is Richter. Talon Richter going to skate it in on his offhand all the way around the net as he's going to set up for this. Here's Bortnam. Bortnam's going to take it down all the way around his net. Looking for a centering pass. Going to leave it for a teammate over there. That's Honkamp. Honkamp gets a centering pass and a shot. Nice pass, and Honkamp finds it back on his stick. And he's going to skate it all the way around to his defensive position right in front of the Sioux Falls bench. He's going to skate it in. He's looking in for a centering pass. Can't quite get there. Ponto with a nice defensive play on the far end. Brookings going to come all the way back up to Honkamp. He's going to look for a centering pass. There's a screen in front. That was Talon Richter. Tried to get a redirect and couldn't get it on. And this one's going to go all the way back down. 54 seconds left in this Pelican Power Sports power play for the Brookings Ranger, and Hertshoff's going to bring it up the center. Across the blue line, and he gains the zone. And he still has it on his forehand. Going to take a shot. A real nice fake. And Deacon goes to his backhand, and he scores. This is Breck Hertshoff, and that's going to be unassisted as he went coast to coast. Brookings Rangers now open this thing up 3-0 at the 3:58 mark, and 42 seconds left in that Pelican Power Sports power play. So another power play goal for the Brookings Rangers. We're going to center off at center ice. We're going to face off here. Won by the Brookings Rangers, and this is Struck. Struck carries it into the zone, and Whitty takes a rink-wide pass over to Brink. That's David Brink. And puck stays in. Here comes out of the zone now. Yeah, it comes out for Sioux Falls, and they're going to have it in the neutral zone. They're looking over there for Sam Seeley, it's called.
Hertshoff gets the goal. Whitty and Bortman get assists.
And those assists would have happened way back in the other zone because he did go coast to coast on that, but nonetheless, he has the assists. And Sioux Falls controls it in the defensive zone. Going to try to get it up to Struck. He gets a touch on that one. And in the neutral zone, Sioux Falls, and there's a shot on by Riesler, Mason Riesler. Up through the neutral zone, the Brookings Rangers, they're 3-on-3. And takes a check off the puck, maintaining possession. He finds it back on his stick is Schneider. Owen Schneider taking off the puck and ended up getting a shot. Pinch down Sioux Falls, trying to get it back out of the zone and controlled here also by Brookings Rangers. As they tap it down, they're going to go for a shift change. Finding in the back of the net over there is Smoot, Tregan Smoot, and he takes it out. Here's Clancy, Keegan Clancy, poked off his stick by a Brookings Ranger. Held in over there by Riesler. And now it's going to come out to the neutral zone. The Sioux Falls defender, this is Sean Reddy. And he has a rink-wide pass, can't stay on a stick of Sioux Falls player, and here comes Brookings up through the neutral zone. This is Richter. Takes a shot on. And controlled down deep in the near corner by Brookings. Riesler with a check down there, and now the puck's going to come out of the neutral zone. Drew's going to tap it in. Brookings on the attack in their offensive zone. Sioux Falls going to try to bring it out, tap it off the boards right up in front of their bench. And this is Carson Clark. Can't keep it on his stick. And here's Schramm. Schramm's going to skate it up through the neutral zone, gets the red line, and dumps it in. Tries to get to Ponto, who's toting the line, can't quite get it to him. And here comes Brookings Rangers the other way. This is Ashton Whitty's already got two right through the legs of a defender and stopped nicely there by Ian Patterson. Pretty nice shot by Ashton Whitty. He had 22 in the regular season. He's up to 24 now as he has 2 goals for the Brookings Rangers in this one.
And the system have 34 on the season.
121 left in this one. Face-off controlled by Brookings in the offensive zone. There's a shot that doesn't quite make it to the goal. And here's Dobish. Dobish with a shot from the blue line and stopped by Patterson. And we're going to face off to his right-hand side. Ian Patterson getting the start today for Sioux Falls. Cole Langston does a lot of the work for Sioux Falls, but Patterson's going to get this one today against Brookings, controlled here by Brookings. This is Hershoff taking it around the back of the net. Kicks it over, teammate can't quite get there, and here comes Sioux Falls up and out of the zone. Bringing this out of the zone is Smoot. Loses it on the red line, and here comes Whitty bringing it into the zone. Hershoff, rink-wide pass to Hancom. Hancom takes a shot and stopped by Patterson. Sioux Falls going to try to chip it out of the zone off of a boot. Controlled in the neutral zone here by Hershoff. Hershoff with a rink-wide pass. Intercepted there by Schramm. Schramm's going to look for a shot. He's one-on-one with Brecker. Cade Brecker comes all the way back out of the goal, making a nice stop. Held in here by Sioux Falls, and a shot from the blue line goes wide and off the stick of Brecker. Mason Schramm, he's their leading scorer on the Sioux Falls team, found himself one-on-one with Brecker. And Brecker comes out of the goal to ward off that one by Schramm. Going to face off to the right-hand side of Brecker. 21 seconds left in this period, controlled by Brookings. Brookings going to try to get out of the neutral zone. They better hurry up. They're at 15 seconds. They got 2-on-1. Crossing the neutral zone to pass. And there's a shot. Scores! Brookings gets another score just before, and that's Logan Bortnam. Yep. He had 23 goals in the regular season. With just 10.6 seconds left in this one, he finds himself on the board, and Sioux Falls is out to a lead in this one, 4-0, with just seconds left in this first period. Logan Borton, he's a captain on that team, and the faceoff goes to Brookings. Center ice faceoff. We're down to 6 seconds. They're going to try to chip it off the boards. Borton's going to try to get it in the zone. They're going to try one more shot at it, and that one goes wide of Patterson. Brookings Rangers, comfortable lead in the first period, 4-0.
4 goals, 2 by Whitty, 1 by Hershoff, and the other by Logan Bortnam. And it is a 4-0 lead, and Brookings doing what Brookings does and has got a comfortable lead here at the end of the first period.
Sioux Falls 2, it's a mountain at this point with this Brookings team playing such good defense and giving up so very few shots. They gave up 4 shots in the first period.
Well, also scoring 4 goals. So you have to shoot 100% in that first period to be tied with the Brookings Rangers at the end of the first period. So it is a 4-0 lead here for the Rangers at the end of the first. We'll step aside. We'll return. We'll have our first intermission report brought to you by the University of Jamestown as you are listening to the state tournament on Capital City Rock, on a KSDR, on KKQQ, and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
This moment of relief, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, who also brings relief with insurance for what you value most.
Call Becky Pottseba at 605-224-4173 or Carrie Bauman at 605-224-1096. Winter's on its way out, and the hot summer months are almost here. Don't swelter in the heat again this year. Call Jason at Sunmasters in Pierre and get set to get those windows tinted to stay nice and cool this summer. Sunmasters can also repair that pesky chip in the glass, whether it be from a hockey puck or the usual rock. Jason and the crew will get you back on the road feeling comfortable in no time. Located at 1020 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, give them a call at 605-224-6102. Sunmasters in Pierre. The Field House in Pierre is the perfect place to sit back and watch the state hockey tournament with friends and family. The Field House with a full bar gives you that feeling like you're at the game without having to leave town, with a selection of your favorite concession-type food, and who doesn't love some pizza? There's free popcorn, peanuts, and Gardettos to complement any of your snack cravings while enjoying the games on one of the many big screen TVs. The Field House, 2013 East Gate Avenue in Pierre. Your place for the game this weekend. Go Caps!
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we welcome you back here and into our first intermission report, brought to you by the University of Jamestown, as where your successes are tradition. It is a 4-0 lead for the Brookings Rangers over the Sioux Falls 2 Flyers. John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson and Jim Lloyd. And boy, that first period, we talked about what Sioux Falls can maybe do to make things tough here in this going into this game, and Brookings has said it doesn't matter what Sioux Falls 2 does.
Yeah.
We're gonna be the Brookings Rangers team that's a buzzsaw and up 4-0 here already after the first period.
This is a fun team to watch. No question about it. They move the puck well. They pressure the puck all over the ice. They make it tough to get into the Brookings zone. And, of course, they always keep those feet moving, which, as you know, as a coach will tell you, it creates chances. And they do that so well, and they're always, or it seems like, they're always first to the puck as far as that is concerned. Well, thank you.
Man, we're getting snacks and everything. With treats. We're going to be good for the rest of the weekend here. This is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Our cameraman, Jason Burntz and Christy Burntz, he'll be running the camera, so it'll be much better in the third and fourth game than it is in the first and second game.
We've been waiting for him.
Right. We've been waiting for him to show up. No, but bringing us some treats. And
he's going to run our camera and brought us treats.
Yeah. What else can you ask for?
It doesn't get much better than that.
No.
But a 4-0 lead here at the end of the first period, and Brookings, Ashton Whitty scored both goals. Brett Kershaw and Logan Bortnum have both scored, and it's, like I said, it's just been all Brookings in this first period.
Well, we talk about the defense that Brookings plays, but they really play some good offense too. They carry themselves up through the neutral zone and are patient and really have some nice angles when it comes to passing lines and so forth. They look pretty good on offense, 4-0. And it's a Brookings team that we've seen before. We've seen Brookings do this before. And the other thing that we know about a Brookings team...
Too many times when they're playing Watertown.
Yeah, too many times. And we see when Brookings gets up on opponents, it's really hard for somebody to come back. Not that they can't, because anything can happen. But, Sioux Falls, too, right now, they have a tall task. There's no doubt about it. And it's no knock against that Sioux Falls 2 team at all. But it's a tall task to get back into this game against the Brookings Rangers, who play really good defense.
Well, and this is a tough team to shut out in any period.
Yeah, if you want to outscore them by 4 over the next two periods, you got to outscore them by beating them like 8-4. Basically, I mean, you're not going to get there and say we got to outscore 4-0 because it's just not going to happen against Brookings. But the other thing too is we're not at runtime, and Brookings, though, is if things go out, I mean, if they score another 4 goals in the second and third period, they're going 12-0. But you get to runtime, the team before you just played an overtime game that nearly went to double overtime. And Brookings would have an advantage just for the simple fact that Sioux Falls has played nearly 4 periods where Brookings might not even play a full game in terms of with the runtime.
Yeah, when you look forward to the tournament, right.
Yeah.
So now you look at a Brookings
legs by day 3.
Now you look at a Brookings team that maybe is facing a team that could be a little tired, right?
Yeah, and that would be, I wouldn't say it's a gift, but it certainly wouldn't hurt to have play a tired team after going just into day 2. So that's a big thing. Now, of course, Sioux Falls 1 has an opportunity to wait an entire day. They're not going to play till 4:35, so they got over 24 hours to wait. However, it just is that simple fact that if you get runtime in this game and the other team played an overtime game that nearly ended going into double overtime, it will be big for the Brookings Rangers, an advantage going into tomorrow, into day 2 in the state semifinals.
Yeah, and in these brackets, there does, if you want to call it luck, you can call it what you want, but maybe a little bit of an advantage possibly, it could be, but that's the way these brackets play out. And we see it in a lot of these tournaments, but who knows? Maybe it's a factor, maybe it's not.
It is a 4-0 lead for the Brookings Rangers here at the end of the first period. We'll step aside and continue our intermission report coming up after this. You're listening to the state tournament on Capital City Rock, on KSDR, on KKQQ, and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Frankie Gray Wealth Management, a place where achieving success can only come from working together. We believe in deep, meaningful relationships that will last generations. Investments change, family situations change. At Frankie Gray Wealth Management, we want to help you navigate these changes because our commitment to you won't change. Let's work together on creating your financial plan for your financial freedom. Call Ranky Gray Wealth Management at 224-5959 or visit us at rankygray.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FIRNA SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors. A registered investment advisor. GWM and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in, like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Please contact one of your South Dakota Kubota dealers today.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union's recreational loan special is in full swing with rates as low as 2.25% APR and terms as long as 15 years. Now is your chance to get into that new or used boat, jet ski, camper, motorcycle, UTV, or ATV you've been dreaming about. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let the girls at Owyhee Federal Credit Union make that dream a reality.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's. your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
The Ram Coda in Aberdeen has everything for business travel needs. We have meeting and banquet spaces to host your event with a restaurant and lounge on site. For the leisure times or the fun business meetings, the Ram Coda is located next to 2 golf courses. The Ram Coda has a full hot continental breakfast, so you don't have to leave the comfort of the building. And don't forget to use your Best Western rewards at our pet-friendly establishment. The Ram Coda in Aberdeen, 1400 8th Avenue Northwest. Call 605-229-4040 to make your reservation today. As we welcome you back here and continue our first intermission reports, it is John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson and Jim Lloyd as we getting close to the start of the second period. And I guess, well, Jim, you can ask the questions today if you want in this game.
Wagner Auto, they want the keys to the game.
You're one place to go.
And as my pen goes tumbling down, but that's okay. Jeff, Wagner Auto, keys to the game. You're in front of the Sioux Falls 2 bench. What does Sioux Falls have to do to get into this one?
Well, I think you take it period by period, and I think you try to break it down and split it up into about 3 5-minute shifts. I realize there's 17 minutes. See what you can get accomplished in each 5-minute shift, and break it down that way, and do what you do. Play to your strengths, and try to do what you do your strengths, and try to play to your game. Brookings basically takes you out of your game no matter where you are. But yep. I think if you try to do it with, they won a number of games this year, 9, and they're not a bad team. So I'd say play to your strengths.
Okay, sounds good. Well, John, Wagner Auto tells us to ask you the keys of the game. You're in front of that Brookings bench, and you've seen Brookings all year long, like most of us has. Brookings, what do you do? Autopilot?
I'm looking through my gift bag right now. No, but that's almost how it is. I wouldn't say you go on autopilot, but you put yourself in a spot to try and end this game. I mean, you're up 4-0. It's not over, but you want to try and end this game as quick as possible, and that means get to run time because it's well within grasp. And a lot of times you're saying you're not worried about run time, and you're not necessarily worried about it right now. But if you get to that point, you're in for a good deep run in the state tournament because, again, Sioux Falls won. The winner of last game, waiting on the winner of this game. If you get run time, you're in a much better advantage already going in that second day.
Well, and if nothing else, you carry a lot more confidence. You come in at a number 2, you're probably a pretty confident team. But a big win in the first round, you carry more confidence than what you even came into this thing with.
Absolutely. 4-0 in lead for Brookings. We'll step aside, come back with the third period after this. You're listening to the state tournament on Capital City Rock, on a KSDR, on KKQQ, and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Renke Gray Wealth Management, a place where achieving success can only come from working together. We believe in deep, meaningful relationships that will last generations. Investments change, family situations change. At Renke Gray Wealth Management, we want to help you navigate these changes because our commitment to you won't change. Let's work together on creating your financial plan for your financial freedom. Call Renke Gray Wealth Management at 224-5959 or visit us at renkegray.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FIRNA SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors. A registered investment advisor. GWM and Renke Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Please contact one of your South Dakota Kubota dealers today.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union's recreational loan special is in full swing with rates as low as 2.25% APR and terms as long as 15 years. Now is your chance to get into that new or used boat, jet ski, camper, motorcycle, UTV, or ATV you've been dreaming about. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let the girls at Owyhee Federal Credit Union make that dream a reality.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux and Pier or call 224-9221. Xander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
The Ram Coda in Aberdeen has everything for business travel needs. We have meeting and banquet spaces to host your event with a restaurant and lounge on site. For the leisure times or the fun business meetings, the Ram Coda is located next to 2 golf courses. The Ram Coda has a full hot continental breakfast, so you don't have to leave the comfort of the building. And don't forget to use your Best Western rewards at our pet-friendly establishment. The Ram Coda in Aberdeen, 1400 8th Avenue Northwest. Call 605-229-4040 to make your reservation today. As we welcome you back here into the second period, John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson and the man that's bringing you the second period, Jim Lloyd.
We are going to face off at center ice to start this second period. Thus far, it's been all Brookings 4-0 over Sioux Falls 2. This one is controlled in the defensive zone by Brookings. And over on the far side, Richter's going to tap it up into the zone. Goes on deep. Bortnam back behind his net. They're looking for a centering pass, can't quite get there. And Sioux Falls comes up to the neutral zone. This is Schramm. Schramm going to chip it in past a Brookings player. And looking to look for a centering pass is Ponto as he slides to the center. Puck stays all the way down, and this one is going to go on net for Patterson. Richter finds it behind the Patterson and tries to chip it back around, and here's Sioux Falls' Ponto in the near corner. Ponto's going to skate it around his own goalie, put on the brakes, and put the puck out the other way. Sioux Falls pretty content here to try to set up to get out of the zone. Chipped off the boards, and this one's going to go all the way down, and we're going to get an icing. So we're going to come back down to the other end. Sioux Falls a little bit more patient, a little more deliberate, trying to get out of the zone that time. And we're going to face off to the left-hand side of Patterson. Puck controlled by the Brookings Rangers. Held in by Honkamp. Around the back of the net. Looking for a centering pass. That's Whitty, Ashton Whitty. He has 2 already today in a 4-0 game. Shot by Herchoff. Can't quite make it to the goal. And here's a shot from the blue line and a loose stick. Hockey headquarters, loose equipment. And Sioux Falls is going to try to chip it out of the line. Sioux Falls can't quite get it out of the zone here. And here's a centering pass for Whitty. He can't get it on his stick. Been a long shift here for the Brookings Rangers. And Herchoff tries to get it in. Honkamp tries to throw it in the center. Nobody's got their stick on that one. And Patterson finds it in his glove. Kind of an errant puck. Rolling through up to the crease. And Patterson back behind his net. Lost his stick for a second. Loose equipment, broken equipment. Hockey headquarters just down the road from the Shields Iceplex.
Walking distance, even on a cold day.
Walking distance.
Great place.
Over 1,000 sticks in that place. I'll bet there could be 2,000 sticks. Here comes a shot from the Brookings Rangers. Can't quite get it to the goal, and Brookings are going to chase it all the way back. Chasing back there is Brink. Intercepted for just a moment. Now held in by the Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls going to put a shot on from the blue line. Brecker with a pad save. He's going to put the net back on its moorings. I don't think the referee saw that it was off, but it's back on the moorings now. And Sioux Falls is going to try to chip it out. There's Brink. Brink's going to get it up there to Merritt. Merritt can't quite keep it on his stick. And a pass goes into the near corner. Hard off the boards, the Brookings Rangers. Merritt's going to take it and skate it behind his own goalie. Now he's going to try to tip it up out of the zone. And does. Sioux Falls finds it in the neutral zone. Back on the stick of the Brookings Rangers as they carry it into the offensive zone. Carrying that one in is Jacob Drew. Held in by the Brookings Rangers. Deep in the zone as the puck skates around the other side of the far boards. And now it does come out of the zone is Honkamp. Honkamp's going to reverse field and go up along the far boards. And there's a 3-on-2 for the Brookings Rangers. Broken up nicely there by Nick Olson for Sioux Falls 2. Looking for a centering pass and can't quite make it. And Sioux Falls going to bring it up out of the zone. chipped down as Brecker sticks it out to the near corner. Brookings Rangers all the way around and do get it out of the zone into the neutral zone. Sioux Falls finds it in the neutral zone. Going to skate this one up through the zone. Chipped off the boards. For Sioux Falls is Carson Clark. Carson Clark in the near board. Nifty stick work there as he looks for a centering pass, and nobody's quite there to get that one. That was Schramm that couldn't quite get to it fast enough. And this one's going to kick back out to Schramm. Now back out to the defense. A shot from the defense. That is Beavers just inside the blue line, and Brookings is going to come out with a pass. Goes just a little bit long down the far boards. Did get the red line, so there's not a icing call there. Chipped back in by the Brookings Rangers as they charge into the zone. That's Herchoff. And Brookings held in on a backhand. Herchoff's going to chase it behind the net. Lots of pressure from the Brookings Rangers in the offensive zone as Herchoff skips it along, looks for a centering pass, finds when the shot goes wide, and comes over to the near corner. This is Brink. Brink zips it all the way back around the outside, and errant puck out in front. Look out, it's loose in front of the puck, and nobody can get a stick on it as it goes into the near corner. Now it comes out of the zone as David Brink has to chip it over to the far side. Sioux Falls is going to try to carry it out of the zone and can't quite do it. Chipped in nicely there by the Brookings Rangers at the red line. Sioux Falls is going to try to regroup. This is Ponto. Ponto's getting pressure from Brookings Rangers and chipped in from the red line by the Brookings Rangers. Patterson goes out back to find it. A lot of pressure here by Brookings, and Patterson thought it was just a good idea just to go out and dive on the puck. Brookings Rangers, a lot of pressure in their offensive zone.
He actually went behind his net and then came back out, and then he had to jump on that loose puck.
Said, I think I better just jump on this one.
Sometimes you don't like that goalie to roam too far.
Sam Sally and Merritt are going to face off the left-hand side of Patterson.
Well, for Brookings, too, Brecker puts the net back on because he knows how good his team is defensively.
Yeah.
Patterson's like, don't really. We better have a better chance of a face-off.
Puck comes out of the zone into the neutral zone, sticked over there by Brookings Rangers in the neutral zone and back out to the defense. Now it's going to come up to the red line. Brookings going to carry it in. They're 3-on-2 if they hurry up. Centering pass, can't quite make it. Sioux Falls doing everything they can do to keep it out of their zone. And now it's going to go back to Patterson.
Well, we've rattled off almost 6 minutes of this period. Still a 4-0 hockey game. Brookings in front.
Nick Olson's going to make a centering pass. Gets it out in the neutral zone. Picked up over here by Merritt. Chipped in. And they're going to have to check up on that one. And here comes Sioux Falls across the red line. They're going to throw it at the goal. And Brecker does get his stick on it to slow that one down. And Sioux Falls is going to try to get it out, or Brookings is going to try to get out of their zone here. This is Schneider. And it goes all the way back down to the other end. Chasing over there is Borden. Borden's going to get somewhat of a shot, goes across, and I bet we're going to get
net off its
the
moorings.
net off the moorings.
Yep.
Okay. So Borden was charging in, had resistance from Sioux Falls, and couldn't get a shot off into the crease.
Reese MacArthur was coming back, giving him kind of a back check on it.
I thought we'd possibly get an interference or a holding call there, but we didn't. Face off to the left-hand side of Patterson. And here comes a shot from the point from Brink. Goes up and over the top and into the screen for a stoppage of play. 10:38 left in this one. So far it's been all Brookings. We're in the second period, 4-0. Brookings Rangers over Sioux Falls 2. And here comes a shot just inside the blue line, just a little bit wide by Brink. Held in over there by Brookings Rangers.
Carter Hansen took that one right in the old bread basket.
And here comes Sioux Falls trying to tote the line here, coming into their offensive zone. And Sioux Falls looking for a shot there, can't quite get one on the net. And the Brookings Rangers are going to come the other way. Here comes a centering pass to Schneider. Schneider's going to be one-on-one here. Defender goes down and making a nice play to chip that off Schneider's paddle there. And held in by Struck, deep in the zone. Sioux Falls looking for a centering pass to get it out of the zone and can't quite do it. Karam's back over to the red line. And here comes Brink. Brink's going to chip it off the boards up to Whitty. Whitty's got it ahead over there to Hershoff. Hershoff takes it in deep in the zone. And the near boards. Here comes Brink. That's Honkamp from his defensive position. Going to take a shot. That's wide. Held in deep by the Brookings Rangers, looking for a centering pass. There's nobody in front of the net for that one, and the puck caroms around. Brookings Rangers take a shot on goal, and that one goes up and off the stick of Pattison. It goes straight up in the air, held in yet by Brookings. Struck is over there in the near corner, and this is Honkamp doing a circle on the blue line, holding it in. He's going to chip it down deep in the zone. Sioux Falls doing everything they can do to try to get this out of the zone, and it's getting to be a long shift for the Sioux Falls. And this is an errant puck out in front, and Pattison jumps on that one. We have bodies flying in front of the net. Not really a shot, but nonetheless, Pattison had a loose puck that he had to get on, and he takes a stroll over to the far bench.
One way to get a shift in players, get a change.
You got to pay attention if you're a goalie against this Brookings team, because that puck seemed to find its way over there, either a hard shot or it just kind of trickles in front. And here comes a shot off the face-off, and that one's sticked out by Pattison. Pattison's getting a drink there. He probably deserves one at this point. 22 shots on goal against him. 9 minutes left in the second period. Face-off won by Brookings. Shot doesn't quite make it to the goal. Brookings holding the line. Dump it down deep in the zone. Chasing over there is Sean Reddy for Sioux Falls, as Sioux Falls tries to carry it out. Held in over here by the Brookings Rangers. They hold it in so well, and Honkamp tries to take it down deep. He gets it taken off his stick, but it remains in the zone. Sioux Falls circling around in the near corner, and now it does come out of the zone, but caught by the Brookings Rangers at the red line and knocked back in. Centering pass, and now we have a centering pass by Sioux Falls, and he's going to be one-on-one with Brecker. Brecker wards it off. That was Carson Clark, who found himself on a long stretch pass right in front of Brecker.
Beautiful pass.
Didn't get much of a shot on it, and Brecker was able to ward that one off, and here's the Brookings Rangers. Richter over in the far corner. He's looking for a long centering pass and can't catch up with that one. Is Merritt, as he's going to go take a rest on the bench. Schneider gets it at the red line. He's going to try to circle around, gets taken off his stick. Sioux Falls trying to get it down in the other end, having a hard time today against this very good Brookings Ranger team, who is, they are just relentless. Now it does come into the offensive zone for Sioux Falls, meeting resistance behind the net. That's Dobish in his defensive position, as Sioux Falls can't hold the zone. Coming down right now, this is Sioux Falls with a shot. That's Boredom. His name just stuck. I couldn't get it out. I knew it was him, but I just couldn't say it.
Yeah.
He does get a shot on his forehand. Facing off to the left-hand side of Pattison. And this one is controlled by Sioux Falls in back of the Sioux Falls goalie. Warded off by the Brookings Rangers. Now they're going to set up shop in the offensive zone. Brookings Rangers with Patterson in the net for Sioux Falls. And he's had a lot of action in front of him as the puck is on the far board. And Brookings Rangers looking for a centering pass and can't quite get one as a Sioux Falls player goes down. He does get it up into the neutral zone, however, and here comes Sioux Falls. Going to skate it in 2-on-3, and that one is taken off their stick with a pretty nice play there by the Brookings Rangers. As the puck comes all the way back out in the neutral zone. Pressure in the neutral zone by Brookings Rangers. A shot from the red line goes wide of Patterson. Here's a pass that tries to come up out of the zone. It does come out of the zone. And this is going to be Ponto. I'm sorry, that's Riesler. Riesler, he wears number 10. Ponto's number 13. Brookings Rangers are going to come up through the neutral zone now. I'm going to chip it down. Chasing over there for the Brookings Rangers is Powers, Brody Powers. And Sioux Falls trying everything they can do to get it out of the zone. Held in over there by the Brookings Rangers. Relentless pressure by the Brookings Rangers in the offensive zone today. 5:50 in this second period. Brookings Rangers have a lead 4-0 over Sioux Falls 2. And there's a skirmish over on the far side. Trying to get that puck out of the zone was Sioux Falls. Brookings Rangers going to look for a centering pass here. Can't quite get it on anybody's stick. And here's a shot that goes in front of Patterson. Patterson's way outside the crease. was able to ward that off, and now it does come out of the zone. And it looks like Honkamp, and he loses the puck over there, and it's Sioux Falls had a 2-on goalie and couldn't score it. That was Riesler. Couldn't get it in, and Keegan Clancy.
Brecker made that save with the stick. I don't know how he made that save with the stick.
Sioux Falls has found themselves a little bit on a couple different breaks and can't capitalize on it as Boredom gets the puck right in front of the scores table and gets it over to a teammate on the far side looking for a pass, and that's Honkamp, and it's chipped off his stick, and he's going to zip it around the back.
We've rattled off over 12 minutes in this period, and Brookings has not scored. Still a 4-0 high.
And here comes another break. This is Riesler, and we're going to have an offsides for Sioux Falls 2. 2 breakaways, though, for Sioux Falls 2, and they can't capitalize as Brecker is able to keep it out of the net.
Well, we wondered what kind of a goal he was. And he's done a pretty good job.
As I say, he's made 8 saves, and I think all 8 of those shots have been pretty tough for him.
Yeah.
Facing off outside of the zone is Whitty and Schramm, and we're going to whistle this one. I believe we're going to try it all over again.
And also, of course, 8 shutouts on the year.
Yeah, he's over halfway through his 9th one right now.
Whitty and Schramm going to face off just outside the zone, and that goes back to the Sioux Falls defenders as he chips it down deep in the zone. That's Smoot. And there's Schramm laying the lumber on a much bigger Sioux Falls player. And that was Brink taking the brunt of that one from Schramm, who's about a head smaller than he is. Puck in the offensive zone here for Sioux Falls. They try to hold it in and get a shot, and they can't quite get to the net as the Brookings Rangers are going to try to regroup and skate this one back up. This is Struck through the neutral zone. He does gain the blue line and loses the puck in the far corner. He's got it on his stick now yet. Going to get it back out to the defender as he throws it now deep into the zone as it goes wide of Patterson. Brookings Rangers able to hold it in the zone as it comes out now. Honkamp with a hand and goes over to his defender, and they chip it in. Back out in the neutral zone again. This one's going to come over to Honkamp. He's going to look back across the red line, and now it's going to be dumped in, and we're going to get a change for Brookings. Brookings Rangers able to control the tempo of this one as it does come out, and Ponto tries to get that one going up through the neutral zone and can't quite do it, and Honkamp's going to take it around, zip it all the way around back of Brecker, and that's going to go all the way around, all the way to the defense of Sioux Falls. And Sioux Falls is going to look for a centering pass at the red line, broken up over there by Merritt. It's Jack Merritt. Sioux Falls going to try to take it up through the neutral zone. Can't quite do it. Sioux Falls can't quite get passes through the passing lanes in this one thus far, especially in the neutral zone, as Brookings finds it down in back of Brecker. And they're going to try to get it on the far corner. And here comes Richter. Richter's going to carry it up through the neutral zone and down deep in the far corner as his teammates get a change. Boredom comes out. Schneider looking for a pass in the center. Can't get one from Richter. And now it's going to come out. Sioux Falls is going to bring it down up through the neutral zone. This is Fordwall. Fordwall's going to take a shot a little bit wide of Brecker. And the Brookings Rangers are going to try to regroup again in back of their own goalie. Coming out of the zone and too far, and we're probably going to have, we're not going to have an icing call on that one, as it was playable. Brookings scrambles in back of the net, looking for a centering pass. Struck finds it. A centering pass. Zach Struck's going to score for the Brookings Rangers as he slid into an open zone right in front of the Sioux Falls goalie. And that assist, I'm not sure who had the assist on that one. We'll find that one for you, but Zach Struck, he had 16 goals in the regular season, 10 assists, and he's got one here today to make this thing 5-0 with a two-minute mark left in the second period. It is going to be Struck. As Brookings puts a shot on after the face-off, and we're trying to listen to see who got that assist, and Patterson makes a nice save while we're away.
As Bortnum and Schneider with the 2 assists for the Rangers as they now lead
Bortnam, Schneider,
there you
Struck. Go. Well, a lot of S's there.
5-0 with 1:48 to go. Now 1 goal away for Brookings to start run time because it starts whenever it's a 6-goal lead. Doesn't matter if it's the first, second, or third period.
We tried to face off, and we're going to do it again. And this one is won by Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls is going to take it up out of the zone on the far side over there. That was Alex Chan. As the Brookings Rangers find it once again with their defenders. And skating around and grabbing the puck for the Brookings Rangers, David Brink, as he's going to skate it up and pass it up to a teammate. Broken up, and Brink finds it back on his stick and is going to get it up to a teammate. This is Herchoff. Herchoff going to have a pass over across the side and can't get a shot. And it's going to come back out to Honkamp. Honkamp's going to throw it at the net, and that one's chipped up almost out of play. As Brookings defenders find it at the red line, they're going to dump it in deep. We're going to have some players switching out. That's Struck. He just scored the last one to make it 5-0. That's Zach Struck. So everybody's going to get a break here and a stoppage of play. And we're going to have wholesale substitutions for both teams. We're going to face off the left-hand side of Pattison in the Brookings offensive zone. Boredom kicks back out to Honkamp. Honkamp's going to throw it into a whole bunch of traffic right in front of the net and doesn't quite find its way as Richter reverses field in back of his own net. And Richter's going to look for a pass as he skates, and now he's going to have a backhand wrap around. Pattison thought he had it, and the puck was loose for a little while. A little pushing and shoving. And that was Logan Boredom, who tried to do a backhand wraparound pass, which is probably about the hardest wraparound pass you can make on your backhand. And Pattison had the pole covered. So we're going to face off in that offensive zone like we've done so many times for the Brookings Rangers. And this one is controlled by the Brookings Rangers as in Honkamp as he dumps it down deep into the far corner. Centering pass, can't quite make it. It looks like Boredom going to try to get a centering pass and can't find anybody in front. Sioux Falls does get it out of the zone as a defensive player for the Brookings Rangers goes down. Now Schneider's going to carry it in on himself over to Boredom. He carries it on a stick and can't quite get it to the goal. Boredom's going to reverse field and take it around in back of his Sioux Falls goalie. Pushing and shoving in the near corner. We have 2 Brookings Rangers players. Schneider's down there involved. And that's going to do it for the period. As this one comes to a close, and yet again in this second period, it's been all Brookings, scoring only 1 in that second period, making it 5-0 at the end of the second period. And Brookings is well in control of this one thus far over Sioux Falls 2 as we make it to the end of the second period.
And our second intermission report is on the way here after this. You're listening to the state tournament on Capital City Rock, on KSTR, on KKQQ, and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Renke Gray Wealth Management, a place where achieving success can only come from working together. We believe in deep, meaningful relationships that will last generations. Investments change, family situations change. At Renke Gray Wealth Management, we want to help you navigate these changes because our commitment to you won't change. Let's work together on creating your financial plan for your financial freedom. Call Renke Gray Wealth Management at 224-5959 or visit us at renkegray.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FIRNA SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors. A registered investment advisor. GWM and Renke Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union's recreational loan special is in full swing with rates as low as 2.25% APR and terms as long as 15 years. Now is your chance to get into that new or used boat, jet ski, camper, motorcycle, UTV, or ATV you've been dreaming about. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let the girls at Owyhee Federal Credit Union make that dream a reality.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Sanders has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zanders, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
This is Ashton Grease, captain of the Wahi Capitals boys varsity hockey team. Spring is right around the corner. It's time to start thinking about getting your roof repaired. My dad at Weatherall Roofing is the guy to call. Weatherall Roofing offers commercial roofing options, including metal roof restorations and EPDM rubber roof restorations. When hockey season is over, you'll find me on a roof somewhere. Check out our website at www.weatherallroof.com or call Chad at 224-7982. Go Caps!
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we welcome you back here into our second intermission report, brought to you by the University of Jamestown, where your success is our tradition, as it is a 5-0 lead for the Brookings Rangers here at the end of two periods. John Wickler alongside Jeff Anderson and Jim Lloyd. And before we get to the recap of the second period, you are listening to KCCR FM Blunt, KSDR Watertown, and KQQ Brookings. And the Brookings Rangers scoring just once in that second period, so they didn't really play that well in the second period. No. But how they did in the first period, scoring those 4 goals, they got a 5-0 lead, and they're in control of this game.
Yes. But they, if you look at it on the scoreboard anyway, Sioux Falls played them pretty even in that second period, played more of their strengths, more to their game. And I think they have to do that same thing here in the third.
And Sioux Falls, too, had their opportunities. They had 2 breakaways, one a normal breakaway and another 2-on-0, and they didn't score on either one of those. A 4-2 game in the last couple minutes look a little bit different how that second period ends than now being down 5-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, those breakaways, you have to find a way to at least get one of those in the net.
Yeah.
And they had some really good looks. Mason Schramm was all by himself with Brecker, and he had a real good look at that one. But, that's the way it goes, and Brecker came out and played an aggressive as a goalie, and he won the battle.
You like an aggressive goalie.
You like an aggressive goalie.
Yeah, I really do. Well, and we've seen a couple of cases here where even in the case of Sioux Falls 2, as far as Patterson, came out and out of the crease and top of the crease and even played a few pucks, and we've seen Brecker do that also. I think that's great. I like to see an aggressive goaltender rather than sit back there and let him come to you. Go out and cut down the angles and see if you can't get that person to get excited and take a shot long before they would normally.
With a 5-0 lead here, you're not penciling in Brookings into the second round quite yet. But you have the opportunity, if you're Brookings, to score one more goal, get a run time, and then get ready to take on Sioux Falls 1 tomorrow in the second round, which will be at 4:30 start time. They'd be looking as the 2-3 matchup. Of course, Sioux Falls won earlier in overtime, 4-3 over Sioux Center. So the loser of this game will take on Sioux Center at 11:35 tomorrow morning. That's our first game. So where we sat at 9:05 and where this game started at 11:35, we start tomorrow at 11:35.
Okay. Well, in Brookings and Sioux Falls won, if things stay the way they are. The last time they played this year, they played a 1-1 tie late in the season. Brookings won the earlier meeting.
Yeah,
that's one of the ties that Brookings has this year.
It was the last weekend of the regular season that they had that tie. So and then our last 2 games of the day, Owyhee and Aberdeen. That's coming up at 2:05. We might be able to get back on schedule depending on how things finish out. But then our final game at 4:35 is Rushmore and Watertown, the 1-8 matchup. Owyhee and Aberdeen, the 4-5 matchup. We end early on Friday. We start a little bit later on Saturday, but then we start early again on Sunday and have those 3 games.
And don't forget to turn those clocks ahead 1 hour Saturday night when you go to bed, so we lose an hour.
That's
with
right.
a late game, too, on Saturday night.
That's right, yeah. So make sure that you are ready to go Saturday morning at 9 a.m. with the time change, or excuse me, Sunday morning at 9 a.m. with the time change. So now everybody's getting confused, thinking that time change is tonight. But Sunday morning at 9 a.m. with the time change, because otherwise you're going to miss the puck drop of the first game. Either that, I guess you'll be an hour early, so you won't miss anything. It's not like when you fall back and everybody's an hour in your. I guess no, you'd be an hour. You'd be an hour late.
Yeah,
keep going.
An hour late.
Yeah, you'd be an hour late. There you go.
Nonetheless, if you're an hour late, put on the YouTube.
We're still
and watch us while you're getting ready to go.
Yeah.
We'll already be there.
We're already be here. Yeah, we hope to already be here. We hope that our time changes. That's
well, one of us should be here. 1 out of 3, you'd think, would make it.
Well, you never really know.
I'm not going to touch that.
5-0 is our score. 27-8 in shots in favor of the Brookings Rangers. They lead at 5-0 here at the end of the 2 periods. We will step aside and we'll come back with more of our second intermission report after this. You're listening to the State Tournament on Capital City Rock, on a KSDR, on KKQQ, and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Winter's on its way out, and the hot summer months are almost here. Don't swelter in the heat again this year. Call Jason at Sunmasters in Pierre and get set to get those windows tinted to stay nice and cool this summer. Sunmasters can also repair that pesky chip in the glass, whether it be from a hockey puck or the usual rock. Jason and the crew will get you back on the road feeling comfortable in no time. Located at 1020 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, give them a call at 605-224-6102. Sunmasters in Pierre.
This moment of relief, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, who also brings relief with insurance for what you value most.
Call Becky Pottsaba at 605-224-4173 or Carrie Bauman at 605-224-1096.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in, like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Please contact one of your South Dakota Kubota dealers today.
Changing the game, Aberdeen.
Get in on the game. Get to Aberdeen to shop, dine, and relax. Spend the day checking items off your list from hundreds of local businesses where there's something for everyone. Please your palate with dozens of culinary options, and let our service providers pamper you or help you take care of business. Check out the museum, art galleries, art classes, public library, and much more. We know you have choices. Thanks for spending time in Aberdeen. We always look forward to seeing you.
Changing the game, Aberdeen.
Back here with the second intermission report continues. John Waker alongside Jeff Anderson and Jim Lloyd as we are getting close to the start of the third period. But Jeff,
come inside the warm, cozy confines of the Shields Iceplex. It's only 10 above outside, 8 above if you live north.
Well, I suppose is it 30 in here, maybe 45?
Oh,
45 probably.
It's shorts weather in here. Not really,
right.
but it is going to be a lot warmer in here than it is.
If you play hockey at shorts weather, those kids are always running around in shorts.
Well, and that also tells you if you're not going to be here at the Shields Iceplex, that it's a perfect chance to either have the radio on or be watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. So it'll be we got you covered throughout this state tournament.
Yeah, we're going to bring you every game of the tournament. We did all 11 last weekend in Aberdeen for the girls' state tournament, and we're locked into this one for 10 games plus 9 games plus a period.
Yes. So what? Little quiz. Quiz for you. Who won last week's state championship?
Last week's girls' tournament?
Yeah.
Well, you can't ask us that. You got to.
Well,
you're going to have to ask.
You kind of put things aside as soon as they're over. I'm just trying to.
I still remember.
Okay.
Next week I probably won't, but I remember now yet.
Okay.
Who was it?
Hold on, I gotta find my bracket. No, it was the Sioux Falls Flyers winning over the Mitchell Marlins. Now you're gonna ask me the score. I know John knows the score.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the score?
I believe it was a 5-2 game.
Yeah.
Sioux
Oh,
Falls
5-2 game.
beat
Yes.
Mitchell, yeah. But we have a 5-0 game here after 2 periods. Brookings got the only goal from Zach Struck, from Logan Bortnam and Owen Schneider to make it 5-0 going into the third period. We'll have the third period for you next here on Capital City Rock, on a KSDR, on KKQQ, and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
The Fieldhouse in Pier is the perfect place to sit back and watch the state hockey tournament with friends and family. The Fieldhouse with a full bar gives you that feeling like you're at the game without having to leave town, with a selection of your favorite concession-type food, and who doesn't love some pizza? There's free popcorn, peanuts, and Gardettos to complement any of your snack cravings while enjoying the games on one of the many big screen TVs. The Fieldhouse, 2013 Eastgate Avenue in Pier. Your place for the game this weekend. Go Caps!
This is Ashton Grease, captain of the Wahi Capitals boys varsity hockey team. Spring is right around the corner. It's time to start thinking about getting your roof repaired. My dad at Weatherall Roofing is the guy to call. Weatherall Roofing offers commercial roofing options, including metal roof restorations and EPDM rubber roof restorations. When hockey season is over, you'll find me on a roof somewhere. Check out our website at www.weatherallroof.com or call Chad at 224-7982. Go Caps!
Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics aims to provide root canal treatment that is not only comfortable, but has a quality first emphasis. We believe that by preserving as much healthy tooth as possible, we can help you retain your natural teeth longer. This is accomplished with state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics, 1709 North Lincoln Avenue in Pier.
Winter's on its way out, and the hot summer months are almost here. Don't swelter in the heat again this year. Call Jason at Sunmasters in Pier and get set to get those windows tinted to stay nice and cool this summer. Sunmasters can also repair that pesky chip in the glass, whether it be from a hockey puck or the usual rock. Jason and the crew will get you back on the road feeling comfortable in no time. Located at 1020 East Sioux Avenue in Pier, give them a call at 605-224-6102. Sunmasters in Pier.
The Ramcota in Aberdeen has everything for business travel needs. We have meeting and banquet spaces to host your event with a restaurant and lounge on site. For the leisure times or the fun business meetings, the Ramcota is located next to 2 golf courses. The Ramcota has a full hot continental breakfast, so you don't have to leave the comfort of the building. And don't forget to use your Best Western rewards at our pet-friendly establishment. The Ramcota in Aberdeen, 1400 8th Avenue Northwest. Call 605-229-4040 to make your reservation today. As we welcome you back here and into the third period, John Winkler alongside Jeff Anderson and the man that's got the third period for you, Mr. Jim Lloyd.
Third period it is. It's a 7th seed against the 2 seed, Sioux Falls 2 and Brookings. Thus far, it's been Brookings, 5-0, and we'll carry this one into the third period. Sioux Falls has not been able to get it out of the zone like they want, and I think that's probably one of the things that has troubled them this game. But Brookings with relentless pressure in their offensive zone. As both teams go out for their pre-skate here, as everybody's going to get loosened up, and we are going to get a puck drop real soon here.
And don't forget that we will be talking to the player of the game coming up after this one. And
South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association has given us pucks to give out to a player of the game, and we will do that all 11 games. And we will go down onto their bench, and we're going to talk to them and give them their puck. We don't have a player of the game yet.
I think Jeff's going to be the one talking to him after this game.
Jeff Anderson's going to go down with our cordless mic, and he's going to find the player of the game, which has to be awarded. We're going to let it play out the rest of the period before we select that person, but we are going to find one. We're going to face off at center ice. It's going to be Schramm for Sioux Falls 2. And it looks like Bortnam with a T We've said it wrong a few times. So this one is controlled by Sioux Falls in an offensive zone here as the puck is deep in the near corner. Shifted around to Bortnam. Bortnam's going to get out to a defensive player. Now Bortnam's going to find it on his forehand. Gets it back over to a shot by Drew from just inside the blue line, and the scramble in front of the net. Everybody for Sioux Falls is in the net, and Patterson finds himself on his back. I had no idea where the puck was there for a long time. I don't think anybody knew where it was.
I don't know how Patterson kept that out of the back of the net. He might have had a teammate help him out in the back of the net too.
There was a Sioux Falls player behind the goalie, Patterson.
And he had an extra stick.
And when it was all done, Patterson came sliding out on his back. But I still don't know where the puck was.
Only in the state tournament.
But the referee has the puck. That's the first time I've seen it in a while. We're going to face off to the right-hand side of Ian Patterson, Pattison. And Sioux Falls is going to shift a couple guys in and out here. Dodged a bullet there with Sioux Falls too.
Oh, there's a penalty that came up on Sioux Falls as well.
Okay, so there was a penalty in front of that. Not only could we not find the net or the puck, we couldn't see the penalty either. So we're going to be on a Pelican Power Sports power play here for the Brookings Rangers as they're going to set up in the offensive zone, and now it is tapped out of the zone by Sioux Falls Flyers.
Campanto's in for roughing for Sioux Falls.
Ponto for at least 2 minutes. As the Brookings Rangers going to stretch pass up to Snyder. Snyder at the red line going to pass it over all the way across to a teammate. And looking for a centering pass. And there's nobody open, being very patient with their passes is the Brookings Rangers. Reverses field here. This is Herchoff. Back out to the defense, down back to Herchoff. Herchoff's going to look in off of a boot of a Sioux Falls player. It does stay in, however. That's Ashton Whitty holds it in. Ashton Whitty plays a little defense on this power play for Brookings Rangers. And now he gets it back down to Herchoff, and he can't get it on his stick. Boredom over to Herchoff. All the way across, broken up just a little bit. A pass in front, and that scores for the Brookings Rangers. And I believe that was Boredom.
I think it might have been Jack Merritt that tipped it in, number 23. And he's got his 14th of the season.
Jack Merritt, he kind of cruising up to the crease and redirected it into the goal. That was a really nice goal by Jack Merritt, and even a better pass that came all the way across the crease. So 6-0, 15:03 left in this one, and the clock is running. So we have a running clock. Unless Sioux Falls 2 can score 2 goals here, the clock will continue to run. Face-off controlled in the neutral zone by Sioux Falls 2. And they're going to try to circle this one. This is Craig Smoot. And we're going to get a pass up to the blue line. Sioux Falls, again, trying to break it out of the zone. Not an easy task against this Brookings Rangers team. Smoot carries it all the way back around behind his goalie. Held in for just a moment by Brookings, and now Brookings Rangers, this is Richter, has it in the neutral zone. He's going to dump it down deep, and he's going to chase all by himself.
Bortnam did get the assist.
So he was in on it.
Yes. So
Logan Bortnam.
He has 2 assists today. Whitty has 2 goals.
And Bortnam's got a goal, and Whitty's got also assists. So both guys with 3 points in those 6 goals right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Sioux Falls needing to break this out of the zone and can't quite do it. Richter finds it right in front of the net for a little while and held in here in the near corner is the Brookings Rangers as they circle it around. That's Bortnam. He's still out there yet. And he's in the near corner.
Richter took a shot to the lower jaw.
So Richter's going to make his way. Here's a pass over to the defense, deflected by Sioux Falls player. That was Dirk Fornwald. And held in by Honkamp. Honkamp's going to throw it on the net. And warded off there by Pattison. And here's a shot all the way down the ice, and it does hit Brecker in the pad, so it was a save. As Brookings struck, brings it up through the neutral zone. Into the near corner, held in right in front of the Sioux Falls bench is Whitty. As it circles all the way back around. And Sioux Falls does get it out of the zone momentarily. as Brookings is going to go back and regroup with their defensive men. Try to get a pass up here to Struck. They can't quite get it. And here's a shot by Struck. Warded off by Pattison. A pad save. And here's Struck again over in the far corner. Going to have some resistance from the Sioux Falls players over there. And that's Mason Riesler giving chase. And Struck is tied up with Riesler. Now it comes loose, and there's a shot there by Richter. Richter can't quite get it in. Another shot on the far side. That was by Whitty. He already has two. And Pattison finds that one in his glove. We do have a stoppage of play. Ian Pattison playing some pretty aggressive goalie, which he has to. He's been on his back numerous times. He's been out of the crease many times. So that's what he has to do to ward off some of these shots by the Brookings Rangers. 6-0 in this one, Brookings Rangers. 12:06 left in the period and in this game. Controlled on the far side by Brookings as they skated around and back of Pattison. They've been able to hold it in their offensive zone for most of this game. Here's a backhand centering pass with nobody home, and Sioux Falls is going to come back the other way. And I believe we're going to have an offsides by Sioux Falls.
With a 6-0 game, your first round of the state tournament, Sioux Falls won, played an overtime winner. You're okay with every single whistle that's going to come here in the next 11 and a half minutes. It's less time for you to really be using some energy in this state tournament.
Schreiman-Bortnum face off, and Bortnum wins the face off as we scramble in the neutral zone. A couple players down on the far board, and Brookings now going to take a pop fly to center field, and Pattison's going to catch it with his glove. He was camping underneath that one.
A can of corn.
Yep. Thought he was going to call a fair catch even.
We put every sport in that
Yep,
one.
We're going to put all the sports into that one. We didn't get soccer in there, though, did we? I don't even know what the soccer term would be. Controlled by the Brookings Rangers momentarily in the offensive zone. And now up through the neutral zone. Can't get a stick on it are the Brookings Rangers. And Sioux Falls is going to try to get it out of the zone, and Ponto. And we're going to have a penalty here, and it's going to be a slash.
Another one on Sioux Falls. And it's Ponto. That goes right back to the penalty box, his second.
Ponto was chasing over there on the far board and ended up with a slash. Cam Ponto, he's a junior. Washington High School. But he's going to spend at least 2 minutes in the penalty box right now. With 10 minutes left in the end of this one. It's Ben Brookings as they control the face-off. Whitty pushes it down to a teammate down on the far side. And now the puck does come all the way back down the other way, and Brookings Rangers will have to regroup. It's Ashton Whitty. And they're going to skate up through the neutral zone as the Brookings Rangers. And going to take it around back of the net looking for a centering pass. This is Schneider. I'm sorry, that's not Schneider, that's Hirschoff. He wears number 21, Breck Hirschoff, and he's going to take a shot right at the goalie. It was a stick save made there by Pattison. This is Bortnum going to do a back pass over there to Hirschoff, and he can't quite get it in. Hirschoff's going to take it down to a teammate. Now Ashton Whitty's going to find it at the blue line back down to Hirschoff. Hirschoff's going to find it right between the circles there and can't get a shot all the way to the goal. Skating back with this one. This is Schneider. Schneider's going to take a shot, and it's going to go up and out of play. Brookings Rangers doing a nice job on the Pelican Power Sports power play there.
2 for 3 right now on the power play. But with only 37 seconds and the clock continuing to run down, it's not a necessity to score again. Although it does help feeding South Dakota with $15 more.
That's right.
Good
That's
point.
Right. Face-off one here by the Brookings Rangers. And this is Struck. Struck's going to skate it to his forehand. Now he's going to reverse field. He's going to keep it around the circle. He leaves it for a teammate. Back over to Struck down at the red line. Going to come back out to Honkamp. Now this one does squirt out of the zone. And Honkamp's going to get it back and wait to check up. And now he's going to throw it down deep in the near rail. Sioux Falls holding the zone like they have most of this game. And it comes back out to Honkamp. He's going to slap shot it down deep in the zone. And we have a high stick not penalty, just an infraction. And we're going to face off in the offensive zone for the Brookings Rangers.
Under 8 minutes and counting. This is a Brookings Rangers team that they won their game in 2020 in the first round. They won all 3 games of 2021. So it's been a while since this Brookings Rangers team has lost in the state tournament.
Brookings Rangers playing some younger players right now. And we'll see if we can get some of those as we get some puck touches. Sioux Falls in the neutral zone on the red line, trying to get it up into the zone, and now they do get the zone. This is Cooper Gehring. And here's a slap shot just inside the blue line, goes a little bit wide. That slap shot by Sean Reddy. And that puck goes out of play in the near corner. Playing for the Brookings Rangers there was Cooper Deathridge, Jacob Kale, and Cole Kalbar. I don't believe we've seen them yet this game.
It's their 4th line.
We're going to face off to the left-hand side of Brecker. And this puck does come out. Now it's chipped back down deep into the zone by Sean Reddy. And Brookings is going to come back out of the zone. Skating the puck up the ice was Honkamp. Passes to a teammate with a shot on. And that one goes wide. And here comes Sioux Falls up through the zone. This is Gehring. Gehring tries to get that one over to a teammate, Fornwald. And the Brookings Rangers try to get it out of the zone. And now they do get it out of the zone, skating up through the neutral ice for the Brookings Rangers. And a shot goes up and out of play. And that was Brody Powers skating that one up.
Hit the ceiling.
Up into the rafters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went off of a defender for Sioux Falls off their stick. It's a good way to break a stick. Once in a while you see a stick broke like that. We're going to face off to the left-hand side of Pattison. Here comes a shot high in between the circles, and that one goes wide. And that shot was by Jacob Drew with a bullet that hits the glass right above the net. Sioux Falls chasing in the near corner. And here's a shot by Richter. Richter can't quite get it struck. He puts a shot on Richter, takes another shot. Patterson's down like he has been most of the game, jumps back into the crease, and he wards off of another shot. Here comes a shot by Brookings, and that one goes wide. That was by Drew.
Very acrobatic.
He was looking backwards. He was looking at the other goal.
And here comes a centering pass over to Whitty. He's got 2 today. He can't quite get it back. And Sioux Falls is going to circle around. Pinched in from the defensive position is Drew down deep. And looking for a puck to come out. It comes out to Richter, and Richter to Whitty. And they score their 7th goal to the Brookings Rangers. And that's Ashton Whitty's. That's a hat trick goal. And the hats come out from the Brookings fans. Ashton Whitty scores 3 in this one. 4:44, the clock continues to run, 7-0. And the shots on goal are lopsided, 39-9, as the Brookings Rangers are on a roll.
And they're going to keep the clock running, and as they keep picking up the hats, it's probably not the worst thing in the world. They keep that clock running with all those hats being stuffed into the Brookings penalty box.
Brookings players not going to be anywhere to sit if they get a penalty right now. Full of hats.
They're going to have a lot of hats to try on, though, if they're the penalty box.
That's how you can wear many hats, right?
That was a good one.
Oh, the face-off is dumped down deep in back of Pattison. And we have 3:51 left in this one on a running clock. And in the neutral zone, and here comes Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls, this is Schneider. Owen Schneider dumps it down deep into the zone, into the offensive zone. Brookings have spent most of their day in their offensive zone. And making it real tough for the Sioux Falls 2 team to get anything going here. And now they do skate it up through the neutral zone. And that is Ashton Inning, E-I-N-I-N-G. And Sioux Falls is going to take it up through the neutral zone here. And that's Smoot, and he's going to throw it on. A shot there to Brecker. And we do have a stoppage of play.
The assists were to Brett Kirchhoff and Zach Struck to get that 7th goal of the game.
We're going to face off the right-hand side of Brecker. And Jeff's going to get ready for his player of the game. We have 2:40 left in this one yet. And we're going to have an infraction here. I believe we're going to have an offside call. So we are in run time. 7-0. It's been Brookings Rangers through right from the initial puck drop of this one. We're going to face off the left-hand side of Brecker. And giving chase over there is the Sioux Falls Rangers. Schramm can't quite get it on his stick, and here come the Brookings Rangers up through the neutral zone. It's 2-on-2, 2-on-3 now as Sioux Falls hustles back in that one. And can't get anything going is Brookings Rangers looking for a centering pass, and they can't connect with that one. And Sioux Falls comes up through the neutral zone, passing across the neutral zone to Ponto. Ponto's going to give it to his defensive teammate up along the near board, and this is Schramm. Schramm's going to skate around a defender and skates around another one. Now he's going to go ahead and take the zone all by himself. Across the red line, he has nobody with him as Sioux Falls is going to get a line change here. And Pattison's out of the goal, a little dangerous play, and they do get a shot on goal, the Brookings Rangers. And Pattison, I don't know if he saw it, but he was in the right place and warded off that goal by the Brookings Rangers. And now in the far corner is Sioux Falls, and they're going to bring this one up through the neutral zone and up through, and this is Ponto, Cam Ponto, and we're going to have a trip there, I'll bet, on the Brookings Rangers as Cam Ponto goes down on the ice right in front of the Brookings bench.
And there's under a minute left to go here in this third period.
Yep, we are, and this is going to be Honkamp. He's going to sit 2 minutes for a trip. Running clock, 51 seconds, is going to continue to run. We're probably going to face off one time here. On a 7-0 game, Brookings Rangers all over Sioux Falls 2, controlled by Sioux Falls 2 in this Pelican Power Sports power play. 34 seconds left on a running clock. As they tangle up in the far corner, Brookings going to be content here to try to pin this thing against the board and let this clock run, and we are going to get a whistle. It won't matter as the time runs off. And we may or may not face off yet. It doesn't look like we probably are. 17 seconds and ticking. And we're going to be content to call this one a 7-0 game as the referees are going to let this one go, and I don't think they're going to drop it. They're going to stall a little bit. And he's not going to drop it as the time clicks off. And that's the end of this one.
Did just enough to make sure that all the time ran off before they got to
referees just kind of talking to some of the guys, moving some people around. At this point, it didn't matter. 7-0, Brookings Rangers over Sioux Falls 2, and we are going to have a player of the game. Jeff, I know, is making his way down to the Brookings Ranger bench. And he's going to grab somebody. John, do you know who it is yet?
It's going to be Ashton Whitty, and we'll talk with him after the commercial break. You're listening to the State Tournament on Capital City Rock, on KSTR, on KKQQ, and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Winter's on its way out, and the hot summer months are almost here. Don't swelter in the heat again this year. Call Jason at Sunmasters in Pierre and get set to get those windows tinted to stay nice and cool this summer. Sunmasters can also repair that pesky chip in the glass, whether it be from a hockey puck or the usual rock. Jason and the crew will get you back on the road feeling comfortable in no time. Located at 1020 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, give them a call at 605-224-6102. Sunmasters in Pierre.
Ranky Gray Wealth Management, a place where achieving success can only come from working together. We believe in deep, meaningful relationships that will last generations. Investments change, family situations change. At Ranky Gray Wealth Management, we want to help you navigate these changes because our commitment to you won't change. Let's work together on creating your financial plan for your financial freedom. Call Ranky Gray Wealth Management at 224-5959 or visit us at rankygray.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FIRNA SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors. A registered investment advisor. GWM and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics aims to provide root canal treatment that is not only comfortable, but has a quality-first emphasis. We believe that by preserving as much healthy tooth as possible, we can help you retain your natural teeth longer. This is accomplished with state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics, 1709 North Lincoln Avenue in Pierre.
This moment of relief, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, who also brings relief with insurance for what you value most.
Call Becky Pottsaba at 605-224-4173 or Carrie Bauman at 605-224-1096.
As we welcome you back here and into the post-game show, it is a 7-0 win for the Brookings Rangers over the Sioux Falls 2 Flyers. Jeff Anderson is downstairs with our player of the game.
We are courtside, or shall we say ice side, I guess, with Ashton Whitty, and of course assistant captain of this Brookings team. And of course, like we're doing for all the games this year, South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association awarding a puck to the player of the game. So Ashton Whitty, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Nice going. Talk about it, getting a hat trick in the state tournament. That's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, last year, gonna give it my all.
Yeah. So senior this year, what's the future look like for you?
I plan on going to GCU for a business major and possibly playing some hockey.
Okay. So you have had, of course, this year some 23, 25 goals now, some things like that. Do you, of course, a lot of assists, like 33. Do you get more pleasure out of getting goals, or do you get more pleasure out of assists?
You know, that's a tough question. I mean, I like either. If we're scoring, that's all that matters to me.
Okay. What's it like for a practice, for a regular practice for Brookings?
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
Can you say that again?
What's it like as far as practice for Brookings during the week?
You know, we really just got to work hard every day. A lot of breakouts, neutral zone, battles, small area games, bunch of stuff like that.
You get to really go against your teammates. They all make you better, don't they?
Oh, yeah. That's what it's all about.
So you get Sioux Falls tomorrow. What do you know about them? 1-1 tie the last time you played them.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. We're going to give it our all and hope for the best.
All right, sounds good. Congratulations, and go get them tomorrow.
Thank you.
Ashton Whitty, our player of the game for Brookings, getting the hat trick. And we'll send it back up to our studios.
All right, that is Jeff Anderson with Ashton Whitty, our player of the game. John Winkler alongside Jim Lloyd up here as our third game of the day will be the Hawaii Capitals and the Aberdeen Cougars. We're kind of caught back up here and should be back to the normal time. I believe they will be taking the ice. Actually, they're going to take the ice right now here in just a couple of moments. So we'll have that game for you coming up. 2:05 scheduled puck drop between the Hawaii Capitals and the Aberdeen Cougars. Jeff, Jim, your final thoughts here. This big win for the Brookings Rangers.
They look strong. They really do. You know, they do so many things well. We talked about their defense, but boy, they sure look good in the offensive zone, and they just don't let you out of the offensive zone. And that's what won them the game. You know, but they look strong. They look good. It'll be interesting to see that team come through the tournament.
So we'll be back on the air here in about 10 minutes from now. We'll get to going for the third game of our day, which will be the Hawaii Capitals and the Aberdeen Cougars. The 4-5 matchup should be the best one. Seed-wise, should be the best one of the day. We already had one really good one in overtime for Sioux Falls 1, picking up that win over the Sioux Center Storm. So we'll be back on the air here in about 10 to 15 minutes. On a Capital City Rock, KSDR, and on KKQQ and Brookings. And, of course, we'll be on the air on Capital City Rock Sports on YouTube. We'll have that game for you coming up here in just a little bit. So we'll send things back to regular programming as you've been listening to two of the state tournament on Capital City Rock and on KSDR KKQQ, and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
You've been listening to the 2022 Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament. The Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is brought to you by Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Weatherall, Wagner Auto, and the Ramcoda. The Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is also brought to you by Pelican Power Sports, Fisher Rounds and Associates, Hockey Headquarters, and the Aberdeen Area Chamber of Commerce. And also by Becky Potsuba, State Farm Insurance, Hermanson Endodontics, Sunmasters of Pierre, and the University of Jamestown. The Boys Varsity State Hockey Tournament is also brought to you by Zander Auto Parts, Renke Gray Wealth Management, the Fieldhouse of Pierre, and Kubota. Join us all weekend for more exciting boys varsity hockey action. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's sports leader.